Hello, Working Mommy Manual listeners and watchers now.
I know, yes.
If
you're listening to the podcast, we actually have a TikTok and a YouTube.
Right?
Yes. Did we say that right? We're
I
like,
love
Gen
like we're
Xers.
80 years
I know.
old.
TikTok.
We're like,
TikTok.
are we on the Facebook?
I know.
It's on the Google.
Are we on the Google yet?
I do call it the TikTok. I love the TikTok. I love it for recipes. I love it for everything.
Well, we are super excited today because we have a guest. She is a dear friend of both of us, and she is here to help us walk through the topic because we've been talking a lot about what happens when you're an empty nester and the kids are moving out and you're turning the corner in that time in your life. Well, girl, what happens when you're like, and you're like, wait, the children are back? They're back in the house? So Tiana is another fellow working mommy. She has 3 lovely children. I can attest to that. They actually are all lovely.
Thank you.
Maggie is actually, I think I said Maggie was her daughter is like one of my good things, my one good thing from a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
Like she is
Love it.
my now little personal assistant, which I love. And so Tiana is not only a crazy working mom, but tons of travel and busy, hectic schedule and 3 kids, fully-ish launched, but they keep kind of coming back a little bit. So we did like 2 minutes of research like we normally do, and we're just bringing like someone who and Tiana is the example of there are a lot of our friends who have kids that have come back. So this is not just a Tiana problem. This is and we'll give you the statistics. This is like, you know what? We're making it too goddamn good for them to stay home.
Yeah,
we got to get them out of the
it.
house.
That's it. We need to be awful mothers.
We need to be terrible.
They want to fly the nest sooner than later.
So Tiana, so I'm Nicole Corning,
I'm Kathleen Wilson.
and this is Tiana. Are we gonna give
Tiana
her-
Channer.
All right, I
Give my
didn't
last
know.
name.
We didn't
Let's
ask ahead
out
of
me all
time.
the way.
All right, there we go. So Tiana Channer. And Tiana, tell everyone just a little bit about the work you do, your crazy travel schedule, kids' ages.
Okay.
Just the deets.
Blah, blah, blah. I work for a pharmaceutical company that's based out of Boston. Nobody ever knows what this is unless they do the work that I do, but I do clinical quality. So I travel in the U.S., I travel outside the U.S., sometimes a little more than I want, outside of the U.S. in particular,
We're looking at you, China, and the Chinese box.
Yeah, China. The food's not really very good in China, FYI. But so travel
bummer.
doing audits and just kind of a crazy work life in that regard. As you mentioned, I have 3 kids who are presumably adults now.
Mostly.
Right?
And they are really good. They're good kids.
They're
And
amazing humans.
I think that's why it's good for you to come in here, because it's not like your children aren't, capable human beings or lovely
Right.
humans, or like
Right.
they're like, they're kind of your typical American kids, right?
Yes. Well, and especially American kids now, right?
Mhm. Yes.
They're not like American kids from when I was a kid, but yes, they are very much typical of kind of the generation that they're a part of now. And they are 3 amazing human beings, 2 boys and a girl. I don't know what else you want me to say.
What are their ages again?
So Griffin, my oldest, is 27. Maggie is 25 today.
Oh, happy birthday, Maggie! We love you. Cheers to Maggie.
Cheers to Maggie.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Mag.
I'll be doing more of that with her later tonight. So yeah. And then my youngest, Preston, is, I always have to do the math in my head. He's 22 and he just graduated from college. So they are like really technically all adults now.
But let's talk about like the living sitch.
The living sitch has been interesting lately, as you know, right? Yeah.
You had it's like when you were in your 20s and you had revolving roommates. And you're like, I just need to be able to make rent. Like,
Yeah.
who can I get into
Yes.
the other
Yes,
room?
I wish they paid rent though. That's clearly what I've not done properly. So I actually didn't have any kids at home for a few years, starting in 21, I think, because Maggie was living with me and I downsized and I said, you got to go, basically. And so for like 3 years, it was just me. But then Griffin, the 27-year-old, moved back in with me. I just moved. I bought a new place. He actually was in my place in May before I was the new place because I was traveling. So he lived with me for a couple of months. That was interesting.
Mhm. Oh, we're going to dig into that.
And then he moved out, and literally the next day in August, the next day, Preston, my youngest, moved in because he just graduated from NAU. His apartment lease was up in Flagstaff. So he's like, hey, Mom, I'm coming home. So I have roommates for the first time in
Your
many
adult life.
years. Yes.
So I'm gonna whip out some of our statistics.
Do it.
So, because I think this will help, like, just set the table. Because, like I said, this is not a Tiana issue. So, in 2023, about 57% of 18 to 24-year-olds lived with their parents. I need to, like, dig into this a little bit more because I'm like, well, does, like, going to college count as they're still living with their parents? Like, but that seems pretty accurate. That, like, and 18 to 24 is still young.
Yes.
Like, they are still, their frontal lobes have not fully developed.
Well, you know what I wonder too with that time frame, if it has anything to do with COVID, right? Like if that impacted.
Okay, so
You're welcome.
oh my God, you're such a great guest already. I love you. Okay, so the percentage of 30 to 34-year-olds, so those people should clearly be on their own.
Yes.
There's 12.1% of folks in that age range.
That's just so interesting to me because I can't imagine being 30 years old and still living at home.
Oh, I have like a number of cousins
So
who are still living at home with their parents. Now, some of them actually moved back to help
the parents.
because
we're a sandwich generation.
Said generation.
Yeah.
Yes, sandwich generation. But some of them just never left. Like I have some cousins who never left. In fact, one of them I had a huge fight with this summer. And I think I sent her a text that said, "You have sucked off your parents' teat your entire life." that was one of the terrible things that I said to her.
Mic drop
You're
moment.
welcome.
Yes. We won't talk about the trash bag.
We want no. What did I say? What was the line?
Oh gosh.
You have the personal hygiene of a trash bag.
Yeah.
That is what she does.
Wow.
She's terrible hygiene.
You went all in.
Oh, girl, I'll send you. You will laugh because you will be like, Nicole is really nice until she's not.
She's not.
And then she's really not.
Nicole 2025.
Okay.
Hello.
Oh, we need to. Okay, you know what? Before we get into any more statistics, can you tell us about Tiana 2025 or 2024? No, 2025.
No, 2025.
Okay.
I mean,
I think this is important because I think it ties in with the whole like shifting your mindset and focusing on yourself more. And then you still have these kids at home that you're like,
oh, that's an interesting like overlap.
Right?
I like that.
Mhm.
Yes, I like that. I mean, I don't know. Tiana 2025 is just, and literally this was like at the beginning of the year, like can I swear on
Yes.
this podcast?
yes, yeah.
Takes no shit anymore. Like anywhere in my life. Sometimes maybe I do, but eventually I don't. And it's like Tiana 2025 is just going to give it to you.
She's going to give it to you straight.
Whatever
It is served
I'm
straight
feeling.
up. The
Yep.
ice is on the side.
Yep.
It is like, it's in the martini glass.
Yeah.
There's no vermouth. There's not even olives. You don't even get a twist. You're
It's a straight punch.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Right. Like why waste time?
But I think I think there are a lot of kids moving back in, but there are parents who are having that same kind of challenge that you are, where you're like, especially as women, like as we're going through menopause and we're like shifting away from being in this like super nurturing phase, that like truly chemicals are like making us be more nurturing, right? The oxytocin and whatever. So we're shifting into this like, what about me?
Yeah.
What about me taking care of me? And at the beginning of this year, Tiana has always been like nice and just like, you like kind of go with the flow. And this year she was like, oh, this is Tiana 2025. And I am not taking shit from anyone. So she'll do something and text me about it and she'll be like, and that's Tiana 2025.
I love it. Well, I heard about Tiana 2025 earlier in the year, and I came across like I have those hack calendars, the day-by-day calendar, you peel it every day. And it said something like, someone moving into a house, the first thing they should do is put their bedroom set together because that's priority, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I wrote Tiana
Because they need somewhere
2025.
to sleep.
Because I think, yes. And I think there's something correlation to it, but I was like, this is Tiana 2025. And I think as you two had talked about, I don't
Yes,
know,
that was
something.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, because probably 5 years ago, I would have made sure somebody else's bed was put
Exactly.
together before mine.
Before your
right?
bed,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so so when your children like turn 18, your youngest is like out of the house and launched, or even older than that, and you're as a woman, you're shifting into this mindset of like, oh, okay, what about me? I've like kind of put myself on the back burner for the last whatever it's been, like 20 years, and I'm ready to move into this next phase, and then your kids come back.
Yes.
So how has that like? So how is Tiana 2025 dealing with that?
So differently with the two move in, move out situations, right? Because the older Griffin son moving in, just such a different personality than Preston, who's now living with me, my youngest. And so it's kind of like, well, this was my space.
Mhm.
Although again, Griffin got to be in my new space before I did. So that was weird. Tiana 2025 did not like that. But yeah, I guess when I really think about it,
Because he moved in before you moved in.
yeah, because I was traveling.
So
I was
Tiana,
traveling.
I will tell you, Tiana travels more than I do, which is hard to do. And you're gone. Literally, we were just talking about. She was talking about if she ever had to go on a date, like she couldn't even make one until November.
Yeah.
Legitimately, she's traveling for like the next 8
Right.
weeks.
Yeah, which is kind of
And she travels to like, she travels to like Boston, wherever around the country, but like Croatia and China and Amsterdam. And those are all super cool
Amazing.
places.
They have dating apps in those countries. If you're going to be there for a while, you could go on a
Problem
nice
is, I'm
date.
not any place long enough.
Kathleen, that's not
for that to
dating.
happen.
That's a hookup app. Like you have been out of the
I'm
dating
sure
pool for a
there's-
while. Like that.
Very
I
true.
ain't dating anyone
Very
in Amsterdam.
true.
Now she
I feel
might.
like Tiana 2025 can resonate with that,
Okay.
though,
So-
right?
There you go. She got
I
it.
stand corrected. Tiana 2025.
Oh God, if my kids listen to this, they'll be like, "Oh, mom,
We're just kidding. Close
Actually,
your ears.
I think Preston will be like,
you go,
"You
girl."
go, girl."
Yes.
Yes.
You deserve to have some me time.
And Maggie will be like, "Stop hanging around Nicole."
and then that includes companionship. You have to
Yes.
have that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Or at least like be open to the possibility of companionship.
Exactly.
Just
Just don't meet him in a strange bar. That's it. Just
oh
just vet him online first, right? As if that's real.
It's anyway, this isn't about dating. Maybe we'll bring you back and you can talk about dating.
Yes.
And you're dating when you're not 20.
There might not be a lot there to talk about, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, it'll just be crickets and us drinking.
Yeah,
There we go.
true.
So, okay, so your kids are back.
Yes. So Tiana 2025 probably has not exercised that voice as much with the kids. With Preston, I don't have to, just because he's so chill and so quiet. And he's actually hey, Preston, it's 3:55. I've had a shit day. I'm going to the bar. Do you want to come with? And he's like, yeah, Mom.
I love that.
Yeah.
I
So
do.
that's been a lot of fun.
We
But
aspire for those days.
I've been doing that with Jack.
You
So-
have?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
So he has a fake ID,
we
which
just
I
don't
pretend to
know.
not know about.
No, we
but
do
he has a
not
fake
know.
ID, and we'll go out to my local bar. And I mean, he's almost 21,
Yeah.
so it's just so stupid. But we'll just get like
that's hilarious.
we'll get a margarita pizza and a Caesar salad, and like we each get a drink, and it's so cool.
I
It is
love
kind
it.
of fun. We've actually, Preston and I have been to the same place twice within the last month. And this last time we went, the bartender was like, "Oh, hey, you guys are back.
I love that.
Mom and son bonding day." And I'm like, he's my driver. But anyway, so I think with the other son living with me for a while, it was probably a little harder for me to remember the Tiana 2025 and instead sort of fall back into that mom thing, right?
Because
Right.
do you think Griffin, your older son, needed more like a softer, gentler touch?
No, it wasn't that. It was just that, he kind of moves through his life and his living situation a little differently than I do and a little differently than, like, again, Preston, who's with me now, does. And so it was like, oh my God, he's an adult, but I've got a kid living with me who's messy, who's loud. Like all of that stuff came flooding back from when he was 15, 16 years old. And like I was sort of, quote, responsible for making sure that I helped him manage all that stuff. But he's an adult, right?
Mhm.
And Griffin, if you ever listen to this, I'm not complaining about you living with me.
Everyone's
But
just like,
it was weird to have this adult version of him back in my house and not slip back into
Those
having to
roles.
mom him.
Yeah.
So we've talked about this before on the empty nester. So what should we all be transitioning into, like when our kids leave the house?
Yes, we're supposed to be transitioning from parent managers to parent mentors.
Oh, I love that. I
Mhm.
love that.
Mhm. By the way, I did look on the Google and everybody says it. I couldn't find one person who like owned it. So I'm giving everybody credit whoever posted about it.
I will tell you that concept is responsible for Jack not having a bed for like the first week that he lived in his new
It's
apartment.
great.
Because I had asked him if he had a bed. He said no. And I started to look for it. And then I was like, I just put the phone down. And I'm like,
I feel like that deserves a golf clap.
I know. It is good. And at the same time, like recently Brooklyn had a bunch of coworkers come over and I'm like, so what are you guys going to do for dinner? Do you want me to make dinner? She's like, Mom, I'm 20 years old. She was just getting ready to leave to go to school. And she's like, no one's 20-year-old mother. I wish I was 20.
Hey, cheers to that. Cheers to 20-year-old moms.
That was, yeah.
I mean, like mentally?
We were born together.
Yeah, emotionally.
Anyhow, she was like, Mom, I'm 20 years old. Parents don't cook for their friends. And I'm like, okay, you can handle it. So she did. She went and picked up pizza and salad on her own and she was good to go.
That's impressive.
And I was like, all right.
I love that.
That's
It
impressive.
was good.
So would you say, okay, so I feel like with Maggie, I feel like you thought it was more important for Maggie to get out and get on her own 2 feet and feel like how capable she is.
Yeah.
Because she is actually
Yes.
incredibly capable.
Yes.
So I think each child living with you was like a little different, right? Like reason.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
And
talk about that a little bit.
yeah, I mean, so Griffin, the 27-year-old, would have been fine without me and was fine without me when I was traveling or whatever to figure out what his dinner was. Even when we were both there and he'd be like, did you have dinner plans? And I'm like, yeah, no. Like he would just deal, right? And it was more, again, sort of the like.
Can I just say that when I picked Tiana up to drive down here, I had only had food from the American Airlines lounge, and it was like a little snack plate and a bag of popcorn on the flight. And Tiana rolls in with a string cheese and a bag of bread.
That turned out to be
moldy.
Oh, gosh. That's terrible.
That's how much I don't eat at home.
Oh, gosh.
So it was good. It was the Her Box across the street hooked us up.
Oh, so
and we just sat down, split a glass of wine before this, had a charcuterie board. And
I
we
love
have
that.
snacks for you later,
I'm
Kat.
excited.
It's good. And now we're stuff. But anyway, so
I lost my train of thought
well, we're
because that
talking-
happens to me.
Well, so the kids and the differences, like in wanting them to leave. Like, I don't think it was like necessarily that you're like,
Oh, yeah.
Maggie's driving me nuts.
Yes.
Right? Like, so sometimes
yes.
Sharing your space with someone else is difficult,
Yes.
obviously. But for Maggie, it was more like, I want you to experience life on your own and feel your
Get
own
that
power.
confidence. Yes. And that's actually a really good point in that the reason that Griffin moved back in with me was really cool because he had told me a couple of months before he moved in, my friends kind of want me to move to Sacramento and I don't know
she
if I
lives in
should do
Phoenix,
it.
And they want to,
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And I was like, oh my God, go.
Right.
Like, do this thing. This is so amazing. And then I went on to say, and you can live with me for those couple of months between your lease ending and moving. So I kind of opened that door for that adult child to come back.
then
And
you
it was
had
for
a
an
messy-
amazing reason.
And then you had a messy, loud, smelly
Messy,
man.
loud,
and you're-
yeah.
It's funny because when they're not like 11 anymore, it is real weird.
It's not
when you look at
cute.
them and you're like, oh my God, you're men.
I know.
Like you are big old men.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then with Preston, I don't know that you feel a sense of urgency in either direction.
That's a very good description as well. Yeah. Cause as we talked about, like he and I just kind of like click and hang out in a different way. And
but you also know that he's probably going to like move out. Like
yes,
you're
I'm not
gonna have to-
worried. I'm
you're
not
not
worried
gonna
he'll
have
be
to-
there forever.
Yeah.
And he doesn't ask me for money.
Oh,
listeners at home, we are going to dig into the finances because let me tell you, they're a mess. We are paying for way too much. And, you know, as women in finance, which Kathleen and I are, we see so many women not like maximizing their 401ks at work, not getting enough, not putting enough into their 401ks to get the company match, but they're paying their kids' cell phone bill.
Yep.
They're like 25-year-olds. I'm like, and they're like, where's the family plan? I'm like, oh, the family plan's free?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. It's
I would have signed up.
put me on your family. Oh, it costs something. Okay. That kid can get a side hustle and you are close to retirement. You need to be putting more money away for retirement.
Yes.
Doing you.
Can I just, like, this just makes me think, like, and you can get mad at me after the fact for outing you on this, but you asked me a few months ago, Tiana, at what point did you stop, like, letting your kids use your Amazon account? And I was like, oh, they still do. And then I realized what you meant was use my Amazon account and
like have me be
charge
the one buying
all
them.
of their purchases to me. And I was like, oh, I never did that part. So I just remember having that conversation with you and thinking, okay, yeah, like that's another example. You get into this routine with your children when they're younger and don't have jobs or, you know, whatever, and how easy it is for that to just sort of perpetuate as they move into young adulthood, right?
And that is I think that's a great point, is that like the financial part of it, we need to be aware of because it's death by 1,000 cuts.
It really is. We actually, so our children, both of them have our credit card to pay for gas because we do cover their gas. And today Dale was looking at one of the kids' cards and he's like, a Starbucks here, a Starbucks there, $20 here, $20. And it, you know, and typically they ask before they charge anything additional because we are real stringent about that. We're like, these are the rules. These are the boundaries. Do not take advantage of this or you will be paying for all of your gas. And they don't even know why we pay for their gas, honestly. It's just trying to help them out a little bit because
it's a shell game. Like it's not like,
Yeah.
I think what we need to do as mothers, and by the way, it's like MFS did a research study about like adult children and in the number one bill that was paid for by like parents for adult children was the cell phone bill. So it's like and it was like a meaningful number. It's not coming to mind right now, but it was a meaningful number of like adult children who had their cell phone bills paid for because you're like, oh, it's on the family plan. It's packaged in. It's like, yeah, but that's costing you more money. Oh, and those like 3 trips to Starbucks that they charged to you last week.
Yep.
Also adding up. Like what did Dale say to you about the extra money that you had?
Oh, he was just like, where did this all come from? And I'm like, well, Bailey got a job. So he's not asking us for as much money. Because we were like, dang. I was like, stash that away for a rainy day because, you know, they're going to be asking for it again.
Windfall.
Yeah.
Tiana, what was the statistic you found about like the average amount?
Oh, I think it said that parents are giving an average to their adult children of $1,500 a month in financial support in some way. This was from 2023.
And I believe that. And here's why, because it's health insurance, it's car
good point.
insurance,
Good point.
it's the Amazon that you don't even know about. It's you're helping them with tuition, you're helping them with rent.
Yep.
Like $1,500 like that. Because the thing is, when it is the health insurance or the car insurance, like you're not even thinking that that's money that you're giving to them.
Yeah.
But that is a lot of money.
Yeah.
It is.
Especially for Bailey Wilson.
Oh my gosh. Well, to be
there's
honest.
a story
to
here.
be
Oh,
fair,
there are like several Bailey driving stories. We need a whole different bottle of wine for that.
Yes, that's exactly it. So, but we do because he's had, you know, an accident and then he hit a parked car. We do pull $100 out from him. We're doing it once a month. Dale said, we're supposed to be doing it every 2 weeks. And I'm like, once a month's fine. Cause you know,
It's a shell game.
It is a shell game because
Yeah,
we're
it
just
totally
going to
is.
be giving it back to him anyway. And I'd rather not
Totally
take all of his money because then we're going to be giving him money anyway. It'll probably be more than what we pulled from him.
Yeah.
So it
Well,
is
and
a
I
shell
was
game.
going to say, even with like this whole cell phone thing, then it's like they get a new phone, right?
Yes.
They upgrade the phone and they put the charge for the new phone monthly.
On yours and now
And
your
then-
monthly bill.
And then I'm like, you've got to send me automatically every month
Yes.
$30. But
Right.
how quickly do you lose
Forget about
track
it.
of
Right.
that stuff
And
too?
you're like, oh, Mom, I forgot.
Yes.
I know. And you're like,
Yes.
it's fine.
Yeah,
Because we're suckers.
Tiana 2025, do you want to weigh in on how to not be a sucker? Do you have any advice about that?
Please fill us in.
Please help us. So
I do it too.
So you have 3 kids, and one of them who just graduated from college and moved back in with you, which I think is appropriate and normal. Like
Yes.
you know, that like, and it's Preston. So you have successfully moved like 2 children out into the real world.
Yes.
And you're still like, you still help them once in a while.
Yes. Sometimes several onces in several whiles, but yes.
Can I tell you?
Maggie, we is looking at you, girl. We is looking at you. That I got to get some more projects for you.
So you know what's really funny?
Can you up the work you give her, please?
No, seriously. I should have her come over and help me get like everything clean. I'll have her clean up my pantry and the washroom because I'm getting cabinets in my washroom.
See, this is like a win-win symbiotic relationship because then she either pays me back for what she owes me because you are employing her,
You're welcome.
or she asks me for less. So that means I need to take you out for happy hour more.
I legit feels like this feels like it takes a tribe because I'm like, I think we're co-parenting Maggie, and you and I are like, I'm not co-wifing with her, but I'm like second wife. Like I'm not doing anything except expecting Dale to help out with all the like projects around the house.
But like that's another whole part of this is we need our women to help us get through this.
We do, 100%. It's always going to be a village. I really, truly believe that. Whether it's, advice, if it's, can you help me with this situation? If friendship, like let's go out and do something so I can have a moment of, bonding.
And that's the point of this podcast, right? Is to like make people feel normal and like, and not ashamed because like kids are moving back. Good kids move back in. Bad kids move back in. Like your life doesn't just unfold in this like fairy tale way. And but when we have friends that we can be honest and real with, then it just eases that burden so much. Because also, like if you were not, there have been times with Maggie where I'm like, I really think you need to like draw a line.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and I love Maggie, obviously, but I'm like, you need to draw the line. Now, you've also drawn some lines on your own too.
Yes.
Do you want to get into that a little bit?
It's funny because I'm so paranoid that like she's gonna
call me out on something. I think you keep it at a high level.
Yeah,
and it worked out.
It did.
The way.
And that's probably another really important part of this whole conversation, right? Is boundaries.
Yes.
And there are so many different kinds of boundaries. And as a parent, and well, just as a human being, right? But that was a really hard thing for me because I think your boundaries for each of your children are different.
Okay, it's very interesting that you say that because this past weekend, our daughter, our college kid, came home, and she
not for good.
No, not for good. Just for the weekend because she's adjusting.
She's
She's trying to adjust. So she needed to come home. It was just one weekend.
Meanwhile, he can only like text me if he needs money or an Amazon password.
Or some showing up on the porch.
I've talked to her every single day, like maybe twice a day on my way to work and on my way home, and that's it. But
Sam, are you listening? I was like, so I texted Sam, like, can we maybe talk once a week?
Maggie, don't listen to this part.
No, but it's just touch base. But so she had came home and she was upset about something, and she was like, "Will you guys treat Bailey differently?" I'm like, "Stop." I was drawing a boundary right there. I'm like, we are not going there. This isn't about Bailey and you. This is about you, and this is about what your expectations are and what I expect from this conversation. We are not going there. And I just shut it down. And she's like, well, I'm not mad at you. I go, I know you're not mad at me, but we're not having this conversation right now.
Also, I don't know how you wouldn't treat children differently.
Yeah. Well, it's not like they always ask forever, which one's your favorite? Which one's your favorite? I always name one of their friends. I never pick one of them. I always say Morgan's my favorite, or, so-and-so, or Lucky's my favorite, or Nicole's my favorite. I never, because I don't have a favorite. I love them both differently.
Right.
Yes, you are. But I love them for different reasons. And, that's not favoritism. It's just, I
always say, like, love isn't pie. It's not like you've got one pie. So if I give a slice to you, then I have less pie for you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I just, like, love is this weird exponential phenomenon where it's like, and of course you're going to love people in different ways.
Yes.
Well, in every pie, those slices are different sizes depending
Yeah.
on the situation, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, there's
I
more
might be
than
on a
one
diet and
pie.
I'm like, I want a little sliver,
Yeah.
slicey
Yes.
Exactly.
sliver.
I
And
call it a
yes.
mom bite. I just want a bite.
I just want
my
a mom bite.
Yeah.
That's what I call it.
Okay, so let's go back to boundaries because
Yes.
with-
So different boundaries, right? I think we're all in agreement, different boundaries for different children. And even with each child, those boundaries change.
Yes.
All the
Depends
time.
on the situation.
And so
Yeah.
Maggie and you were always incredibly close. Like,
Yes.
like just really close.
Yes. You know, what I will say, because I kind of commented on you talking about talking to your daughter every day, that's Maggie's utopia. First of all, I don't really like talking on the phone, so that's hard for me. But like, I am not the Hallmark movie mom. I'm just not. I mean,
what kind of mom are you? Did you want to tell us?
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm a blimp mom, right? Like, I did not make this up. There's helicopter moms. I think it was a comedian that I happened to see this description. I'm totally a blimp mom because, I mean, I will throw myself in front of a bus for my children.
Absolutely.
If I have to, right? But because I'm a blimp mom, I'm just kind of that thing floating around that's like got a long tether on it in the background because I'm a little too lazy to hover over you continuously. So if you need shit from me, sometimes you got to like send the flare up so that the blimp can see that from
I
way in
love
the
that
back.
though.
I also suspect a lot of working moms are blimp moms, or like I call myself a free range mom
Mhm.
because we just don't have the time.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the older they get,
Especially
the
if you're in China.
easier. That's true. In a different time zone, like 20 hours ahead.
Terrible
That makes
food.
it real easy.
Which can be a really good thing sometimes.
Yeah. But no, so that's the thing. It was, I just lost what I was going to talk
shoot.
about being a blunt mom. I think it's age appropriate. Obviously, when they're little, you're like, okay, making sure you're keeping them alive, essentially.
Yep.
And then later on, you're like, okay, I can let you do this, or I can let you do. And truth be told, I think Bailey's driving a lot more than I want him to be driving because of our situation. But we don't have the time to be driving to school and
Yeah.
back every day. We don't have time to get up at 4:30 a.m. to take him to his hockey practice and pick him back up and bring him home to get to school. But there is not enough time in the day. So we have to trust
Yep.
and pray to God he doesn't get another
Another accident.
God, then he's not driving. Then he's taking the friggin' bus.
Is that even a thing in Phoenix?
I
I've
mean, it
seen
is.
them, but like I don't know anyone who takes
Yeah,
them.
actually,
don't
when he
know.
was in middle school, he had two friends. They were twins, taught him how to ride the bus to Fashion Square. So they came to our house and then they would take the bus like right around the corner from us all the way to Fashion Square and they would come back, get dropped off right around the corner and come.
Wow.
So we were proud. I was like, that is
Yeah.
good. Yeah. That
Yeah,
is
get that mall
good
fix
skill.
easily.
I know. I'm like, we used to do it all the time and people would be abducted
No, I would use it. Really?
in Tacoma, Washington, mind you. Remember?
Wait, children were abducted?
I mean, not a lot of children, but we just lived in Sketchtown and people would go
Not a
missing.
lot. She's like, only a handful.
I mean,
Thank God I got out of Seattle when I was
Tacoma, Washington,
5.
you mean like serial killer capital of the world?
Exactly. It is serial
Is that
killer.
where Ted Bundy is
It
from?
is. He went to
Oh,
he went
Tiana, now you've done it. Tell the story. Tell the story. Tell the story. People may not have heard it yet.
we digress. So
No, tell the story.
I know. So I went to middle school where Ted Bundy went to middle school. So his friends are my friends' parents, essentially. So they all knew him. Anyway, so he went to my middle school and this is so crazy. I mean, this is like growing up in the straight 80s. And I was a gym leader teacher. Like, you know, I
You
guess
weren't
they
a
call them,
teacher.
I was a gym leader
You
to
could
the
have been.
teachers.
Like in the 80s, they were like,
All right.
all right, you're
Give
12,
her a
you're old
whistle.
enough.
Get it done. And we would have too. So I was a gym leader.
Yeah,
and
Jen, the millennials are weak.
But we would get to sign the wall at the end of the year. You get to sign the wall, and he had signed the wall in the boys' bathroom or locker room, and they never painted over it. Which I don't know. They had.
Did you see
story
it?
is yes. The story is like I don't know if this is true. Anybody could have done this. This is me as actually an adult and not like oh my God, Ted Bundy signed the wall. But they had everybody's signatures for years that were all on the wall. So anyway,
Wow.
that is the
It's a little
story.
slice of history right there.
Ooh, creepy.
So, serial killers, speaking of boundaries.
Yeah.
I would draw the line at a serial killer. I'm just
Agreed.
saying.
Agreed. They do
Tiana
anything.
2025 will not allow a serial killer.
No. We see.
But Maggie's
red
probably
flags.
the only child you've really had to draw
Yes.
hard boundaries with,
Yes.
and not for any terrible reason, but only
Right.
because you were so close.
Yeah. Well, and I think you kind of made a comment a little bit earlier about sort of this relationship, right, with my kid and how it's sort of morphed over time. And I got a lot of advice from a lot of well-meaning friends for a long time about, well, I think you should do this, or I think you should do that. But again, we all know our children are these unique little human beings, and it's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Nope.
Also,
And-
the relationship is, and
Yes.
their experiences. You had been divorced. Maggie had more of a fallout from that, I think, than any of your
Yes.
children.
Yes.
And as a parent, you're like, you recognize that. You're like, okay, you were wounded. Like, let me pour a little extra into you,
Yes.
right?
Yes, which can be a slippery slope, right?
Right.
And so our watershed moment early in this year was just a situation where the light bulb kind of went on over my head. And I was like, I'm not some goddamn person you just met on the sidewalk. Like, I'm your mom.
Did you leave her at the airport like I left Sam at the airport?
I didn't. I mean, I metaphorically left her wherever she was at the time. We were like going back and forth because I just stopped answering. And like, I think you sometimes, like you, and I'm sure you have too, you have to have those literal aha moments where you're like, oh, holy shit. I thought I had boundaries around this and I didn't. And here we go, right? And it helps both of you in the end.
I will, from an outsider's perspective as well, I will also say, I think you knew Maggie was ready.
Probably.
Like when your child is hurt,
Probably.
You said, we would all throw ourselves in front of a bus for our children. Literally.
Yeah. And I actually said that in the middle of this whole thing with her.
Yes.
But
so even though I would do that.
And I was going to say also, like, if the children are listening to this isn't just about like any of your faults. We're just talking about how we navigated parenting you as you've
evolved and changed.
That's exactly it. So
Yeah.
this isn't shame on them. It's just, how did we deal with it?
No, and Maggie's remarkable, obviously.
Yes.
She's amazing. But I think that your pivot, as an outsider who had seen your relationship progress, I think you knew she was strong enough to be like more self-sufficient. And you drew that line in the sand of just like, I'm not going to keep doing these things for you. We're not going to keep like having this kind of interaction. And
well, and honestly too, I don't know that I was conscious of it in those moments, but it's like, you're this beautiful, beautiful human being. You got this. Like,
whoa, yes.
Can we extract ourselves from this little dance that we're doing that's not working for either one of us as adults, right?
Yes.
And I think being a parent of an adult child, you kind of have to remind yourself of that all the time too, which I think we talked about a little bit earlier as well. So it's about boundaries, it's about reactions, it's about confidence in them, it's about confidence in yourself.
Yes.
Like, you can keep them in the nest forever if you want to like engage in super dysfunctional behavior, but who's winning?
Well, let's go back to my trash bag cousin. So her parents, their parents, there are three in that family, children. They're not even children. They're my age. But the parents did everything for them. And I think what happened is that the message those children internalized was, I'm not capable. I can't do it on my own.
Yeah.
And so there is a fine line between helping someone when they need to appropriately be helped and then hobbling them as a human being because you have undermined them and now they think that they are not capable.
Yeah. Well, and it's almost maybe even sort of a selfish behavior on the parents' part, whether you know it or not. Like, I need them to need me, so I'm going to continue to stay.
There's a lot of that.
Tiana 2025, you have not spoken a truer word.
Yes.
That is
it's so true.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the whole empty nester, and when individuals are seeing their children leaving, that they miss that needing to be needed. However, they were adults in training their entire life. This is what we've trained them to do. Do we say train them? I mean, we taught them, we gave them the tools.
That's a good enough
this
word.
is what you need to do.
Training, teaching, beating, all of the above.
Yes, exactly.
All of the above.
Exactly.
But that is the point, is that you do have to get real with yourself and like, what are you getting out of it? Because you are getting something out of it.
Right.
And if you're an empty nester and your whole life has been built around your children, or your worth is built around your children, that's just as crippling and kind of toxic a place as like, we see all these financial advisors who are like, they should have retired like 15 years ago, but they won't retire.
Nope.
Like they're, George Allen, I always thought that man was going to die at his desk on the weekend when I was in there. And I'm like, it's going to be me and George. This is not going to be good. Because your identity gets tied up in it.
Right. Well, and it's funny that you say that because I was just watching social media and there was a lady, I don't even know her name actually, but she just had a baby and the baby's like 1 now, but she was like, I admire women who do things outside of the home. My role right now is milestones. We're doing this, we're doing that. However, I want to get to a point in life basically where I'm doing outside things because when they eventually go away, then you're like, who am I? What am I doing? Am I dating my spouse again? Like you should always go on dates. There's my mom hack. Always go on dates, like when you can. It's important.
That is that's a fantastic mom hack. And I remember when I was in my terrible marriage and I would see you and Dale like on social media going out for like drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
And it hurt. It was like a deep hurt. And I was so like sad because I never had that. Yeah. And so like, but
and you deserve that. Everybody deserves that.
Everybody, but like it seems simple, right? Everyone's like, oh, you need to date your husband. And they're like, oh, that's simple or whatever. But it's not because family craziness gets in the way. Like you need to make sure that your spouse is also a priority.
Yes.
And you're doing stuff that's like fun and
Yeah.
like you guys genuinely enjoy hanging out with each other.
We do.
And I love that.
Yeah.
So I think like, the gist of it is there have been a lot of kids moving back into the house. I will say also, I'm going to pull up the research because there was, COVID was a factor.
Yeah.
In the spike. Like, so there were a number of factors. So it was financial reasons, right? So like, think about how like real estate prices are up so much higher in like all parts of the country. Like Ohio, it's ridiculous. Here, it's like, astronomical. I mean, real estate prices, then interest rates. So it's not like you can just buy your own house. Nope. Then the COVID-19 impact. So like, if you couldn't go anywhere, like, why wouldn't you just move in with your parents, save some money? Like, your life was miserable anyway. Cultural norms shifted. So it's more culturally accepted. Like, I think when we were growing up, like if you were living with your parents.
You were out at 18, man.
Oh, yeah.
We were out. We were like, bye.
Yeah.
Smell you later.
Yeah.
And we could not have been out. And if you had a friend who lived at home, you were like,
yeah.
Are you saving up to move out? Like, when do you think you're like.
It reminds me of Will Ferrell, and he's like, Mom, meatloaf.
Seriously. So cultural norms are different.
Yeah.
Like now it's more kind of acceptable. Like kids, there are 57% of 18 to 24-year-olds are living at home. So kids are like, and even when I was like packing up Sam for school and we were kind of going through stuff and he's like, Mom, it's not like I'm like moving out. Like you don't have to like go through everything. And I was thinking in my head, like,
wait a minute.
Yeah,
okay.
I
we'll
was
have
actually,
that conversation later.
Yeah, same thing. You're like, are you coming back?
So there are geographic and gender differences. So more boys live with their parents than girls.
Interesting.
And geographically, which makes sense. Like, so if you're in a high cost of living state like New York or California, you're going to like more likely live at home. And yeah, the gender patterns are interesting. So it's not just here, but even in like Europe, more like men are more likely, or young men are more likely to live with their parents.
Interesting.
So there's a lot of factors that go into it. So it's not this big shame spiral. It's just that, and we all want to appropriately help our children, but helping our children doesn't necessarily mean writing that check.
No.
Yeah.
It means empowering them to feel like they're capable human beings and recognizing when we've shifted away from like, you're a wounded animal that needs help to like, you're a capable human being and I'm going to get us out of this like pattern that we're in.
I'm
that's
still
not
here
serving
for
us.
you, but
And you absolutely are there for Maggie.
Yeah.
Right. But you were just like, but now our relationship is going to shift and change and you're going to, we're going to talk more as adults.
Yeah.
Right. You're not a kid throwing a temper tantrum anymore. And that,
right.
Right. And that's okay.
Well, and I think, again, if I think about like the whole situation with Griffin moving in for a few months, like that was, my adult child literally came back home for a while, but the background of that and the reason and this exciting new life adventure he was going on, it was like kind of cool for me.
Yeah.
Because I got to be like a direct part of that, right? Like, I'm like, come live with me. I'll help you for those couple of months and then watch you launch. So I guess it's just kind of partly thinking differently about what leaving or not leaving the nest actually means.
You couldn't have summed it up more perfectly. Like that is perfect.
Mhm.
So, any final thoughts before we go into like one good thing?
No, I mean, I think this was great. I'm always thinking in the back of my mind, like, where are my children going to end up? And it's just no one knows. So
Who
you just
knows?
gotta wait
Yeah.
and feel it out and just be there for them when they need you.
Which I will tell you, having older kids, it's actually pretty cool.
I'm excited.
It
for
seems
that.
kind of scary
Yeah.
in concept when they're a little younger, but it's
Mhm.
actually kind of cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
That is good.
Well, thank you, Tiana 2025.
Thank you for
Yes,
letting me
we
come. This was
appreciate you.
fun.
It
Thank
is
you.
fun.
It is fun. So do you want to, you already shared your mom hack.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a mom hack? And
You go
I didn't
first.
even tell you. Okay. So, so my mom hack is I do have friends whose kids have moved out, or like I'm thinking specifically right now. I have a friend whose daughter graduated from high school. She's going the cosmetology route and she's living at home and they're having her pay them rent. What they're doing is they're putting that in a high yield savings account.
Yes.
And so when she does move out, they're going to give that to her so she has like a cushion.
That's so amazing. I have a friend
That's
that's doing that
brilliant.
same thing also.
So that's my mom hack. I actually
It
think
is
that
great.
is, I think that is a great, because you're doing
Yes.
two things. You're making them think that they're contributing.
It's setting a budget.
Setting a budget, and then you
Yes.
are also giving them, like, you're giving them the payoff.
Yes.
Like, you're like, if you do the right things,
Yeah.
like there's a payoff for
Like
it.
what can happen. Yeah.
So
I mean, I guess I don't know that this is really a mom hack per se, but it just, what you just said kind of made me think about, like, with my daughter now being your personal assistant, like I've been kind of helping her with the background stuff. Like, you know, how do you set up invoicing and like, how do you do all of this billing and stuff? And so I think another way to help your adult children is to give them some of those little bits, right,
Mhm.
of skills, and then just like saying, now you take it and you go with it.
Yes.
'Cause
the
again,
mom mentoring.
You
as-
kind of
yes.
both win. Yes.
where
the
you're
mom
like,
mentoring.
I can get together a spreadsheet like no other. Here you
Yes.
Yes.
Love it. Love it.
go. One good thing. What's your one good thing?
Oh my God, I have the best one good thing. So this
You're
week,
pregnant.
no, that would be the worst thing ever. Yeah, exactly. Not at 50.
It'd be awkward because she has been
Nothing.
I
drinking
think
this whole
I
time.
just had a mini stroke when you said
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Oh my gosh. That my one good thing is that Nicole was traveling and she sent me a message. She's like, I found something for you and I can't wait till Christmas. I got to give it to you now. So
Aw.
Tuesday we came in and she had this wrapped up and I've been struggling. You know, Brooklyn went to school and it's been go, go, go. I've been, you know, we had our 25th wedding anniversary. We went to California. We came back. We worked. I went to St. Louis, and then we came back and I had to pack her up and ship her off. There was no time to sit with anything. And you're just going through the emotions and just trying to get stuff done, checking the boxes. And so I opened it and it was a painting of an owl. And what's so precious about this is that my mom, her maiden name was Fowler, and she collected owls her entire life. So everything was about owls. And Nicole said, I saw this and I thought of you. And there wasn't more time than I needed it because I'd been missing my mother terribly. And to double on that is that my grandmother used to be a painter and she would paint these beautiful anything. I mean, she just did great. They were little tiny paintings. It wasn't anything extravagant. And it looked like something my grandmother had painted that was for my mother. So it was super precious. So I struggled through the rest of the day, freaking getting shit done. It was busy. I mean, like I had no time. I would like start to choke up and I'm like, we don't have time. But I got in my car and just started sobbing at the end of the day. It was that release that I needed to sit with my emotion about making sure that things are. So that was like the best thing this week. So thank you.
Can I also
amazing.
tell you the woman, so we were at an art festival and this woman who was the painter, I was deciding between two owls and I chose that one. And she was like, I almost didn't bring that one because I wasn't ready to get rid of it. She's like, I love it so much.
Oh my
And
God,
I was,
that is even more special.
I was like, bitch, give me that painting. You took
Love
my credit
stuff like
card.
that.
Oh.
Love,
So,
love, love.
let's see. My one good thing. My one good thing is what is my good thing? Oh, I would say, just I probably just like really enjoying this part of my life where I'm dating someone that I just am really happy to spend time with them.
Mm-hmm.
And we do things together and we have fun and we have conversations and, so like the arts festival, we went to this arts festival. He like created this whole weekend together and it was just
that.
like, it's not all, it doesn't have to be the highlight reel. Like that's not what a
Right.
relationship is,
Mhm.
but you want someone that like with
Mhm.
Dale where like you're doing things, like you're enjoying spending time
Yes.
together. So that's
exactly
my one
it.
good thing.
Nice.
This last weekend, just 2 seconds. This last weekend, because now we're on the YouTube and the TikTok.
The YouTube.
My husband's
That's
like,
right. We're on YouTube and
Yes.
TikTok, y'all.
So if you're listening, stop right now, go back, start over, and watch the podcast.
That's right.
Anyway, he said, so he loves YouTube reactions. And so he said, so we watched part of our podcast, and we were like talking about the whole thing. It was really fun to do that with him. And he was like, this is so exciting. Oh,
Nice.
so cheers to Dale. This champagne that he got us, it's a little bottle and it said, do epic shit.
I love it. Dale, we love you.
We love you, Dale.
All right, Tiana, do you have any one good thing? 'Cause
I
know
do
you're about
have a
to
good
leave on
thing.
like 8 weeks of travel.
I
so-
do. So I think at least that like hummingbirds, I love hummingbirds. Like they're sort of my spirit animal. And I feel
Mhm.
like they come to me a lot of
Mhm.
times when I need them to. And I haven't seen one for a while. And as you know, I had just not had a good week of work this week. It's been a lot of stress and a lot of pressure. And I was sitting on my in my backyard today.
Wait, after you
'Cause-
texted me?
I don't remember if it was before or
Okay.
after, but it was like I need to like step away from the crazy. And I just sat out in the backyard with a cup of coffee and I had put a hummingbird feeder out recently.
Mhm.
A hummingbird
Aw.
came over the fence because I was like ugly crying, trying to release my stress. A
Yes.
hummingbird came over the fence and like looked at me and I was like, okay, like I'm going to
Everything's
be
gonna
okay.
Oh,
Yep.
I love that.
So
Those
that's
are-
my good thing this week.
Yes, that's great. I
Yeah.
love it.
Owls, hummingbirds, and boyfriends.
Yes.
Oh my.
In no particular order.
In no particular order. All right, you girls. I love you so
We love you
Love you.
too.
Thank you for letting me join you
Yes.
today. This was amazing.
It's
Well,
a
and thanks for
pleasure.
sharing because you have awesome kids.
Love
and you've
you,
done an
Maggie.
awesome job we love like Maggie, Preston, and Griffin. Like all
Yes.
of those kids are amazing, amazing kids. But mama ain't easy.
No, it is not.
Amen.
So
We
cheers,
cheers
and we
to-
do press and hold.
Press and hold. It's like a hug. Cheers.
Cheers.